Good evening, everybody.
Hello.
When I say everybody, there's nobody in. Oh, well. Welcome to the bank holiday special edition of Monday Madness. Plus, it's Labor Day in America. So happy Labor Day to all you guys out there that are celebrating.
Look at that sun now.
So,
I'm too tempted to whack it up.
As of yet, we haven't got anybody in.
How do to nobody? I'm in. I'm on my phone.
Yeah. Well, you're not. Well, you are.
I'm in. See ya.
So, yeah. Had a lovely afternoon yesterday.
Yeah, brilliant.
Hey. Well, that's funny. He definitely ain't the only one. That's Ian, by the way. Hiya, Ian. Yes, it is.
Hello, Mr. DJ.
So, yes, I got a slightly red as a lobster forehead, both my arms. So, hiya, Carla. I did get slightly sunburnt, even though he says he's been here 5 minutes. I've only been going 2.5 minutes. They've been waiting. So yeah, so we went to Chris's sister's yesterday afternoon because she had this like cake bake sale in Ada Dementia UK. She'd done sort of, because his niece is a teacher. They'd done like a small one at her school. And then his sister works in a dentist, so they'd sort of done a mini one there. But fantastic news is they raised over £600. So yeah, so that were, lots and lots of cakes. We came home with God knows how many doggy bags. Because I had to laugh, because there were a friend of ours, she were there, and she brought a granddaughter with her. So as we were sort of just leaving, she was asked if she wanted a doggy bag. So little girl said, "Nan, what's a doggy bag?" I had to laugh because we were just leaving. So
that little lad wanted to see my aeroplane.
So yes, Chris took the drone up as well because there was a little lad there. He wanted to see drone.
No, aeroplane, get it right.
Yeah, he says it were a little aeroplane. Hiya, Ruby, how are you?
Hello, Ruby.
So yeah, he like just took it up, took a few photographs, and then brought it down again. He didn't like putting it up in there for too long. So it was just basically to show this little.
Hey.
It was just.
Big boy.
Hiya, Amjad. So yeah, basically just to show him, and he was showing him like on his phone, how do you know where you're going and what it were quite interested in it, you know what I mean? But
Where is it?
Oh dear, but yeah, he only sort of took it up for purposes of showing this little lad how it worked, and he was showing him on his phone, and I hope you're feeling better, Amjad.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had a laugh.
Oh dear.
The upsetting thing about it was that his mum's not all that clever at all. So, but it was a good turnout, you know what I mean? Added bonus with the weather, obviously. She seems okay. It's like, obviously she suffers with fibromyalgia, and basically she has a good day, she has a bad days, which we all do, you know what I mean? Which is the nature of our illnesses, let's just say. I mean, it's like me, you know, I can have a good day and then I can have about 3 crap days, you know what I mean? But yeah, you know, that's just how the cookie crumbles, you know what I mean? Can I just sort of, before I forget, on the 6th of June, Carla is doing her very first live stream.
Oh, what time's that, Carla?
I think it's 7 Eastern, so it'll be about midnight our time.
Oh,
So yeah,
it's
it's on 6th of June, which will be is it a Monday? Is it a Monday?
I don't know what tomorrow's
Yeah.
day is. Near mine, 6th of June.
Oh, I don't know. Is it a Sunday or a Monday?
First tomorrow. Isn't
Yeah. Yeah, it is first tomorrow.
There you go.
It's a Sunday. I sort of tried to work it. Yes, I was sort of like trying to work out whether it was Sunday or a Monday. Yeah, because I've got to go to the doctors on the Monday. So yeah, it is. And that's on the 7th when I've got to go to doctors.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Carla. I mean, you know, your very first live stream, you know what I mean?
50 quid, Carla!
So yeah, you know, I mean, if we're up, we'll be there. You know what I mean? It's yeah, it is midnight, Amjad says. So yeah, I did have to sort of go into the shade yesterday because I could feel myself burning. It burnt all my sort of forehead as well, even though I was sat under an umbrella. So
parts of me neck look like a red and white zebra.
Chris looks like he's got Go Faster stripes. It burnt all back of his neck and one arm. So yeah, Chris looks like he's got Go Faster stripes. So basically, we've done nothing today at all. Well, Chris has. Because it was Sunday yesterday and we were going there in the afternoon, we didn't have a Sunday dinner. So we've had that today. Got my washing dry. So yeah, you know, sort of been nowhere. Chris has put washing out for me, dried it lovely. So Chris turned around and says, "Is this our summer?" You know what I mean? While I think about it, I spoke to Laura today. She didn't go live over the weekend because she weren't very well, so I sort of inquired to see if she were feeling better and you know, will you be joining us on tomorrow's live stream? And she says, yeah, definitely.
Wait, Amjad, you calm down with all what you like when you get excited.
So yeah, so you know, she assures me she's feeling a bit better and she's definitely going to be there. So Tracy says her ear were a little bit better, so hopefully we should be back up to you know, the 3 of us again tomorrow. So but you know, I mean, you know, going back to Carla's live stream, it's exciting and daunting in the same breath. It being your very first live stream. But the thing is, Carla is used to being in front of the camera because of the nature of, you know, the job that she did or does, or, you know what I mean? So yeah, but actually doing your first live stream on YouTube, in a way, it is very daunting. So yeah, so we'll try and be there, Carla.
Yeah, she'll be right.
Oh, pardon me. So yeah, so we'll try and be there. You know, and that's the problem that we have at the moment. You know, some live streams sort of. Yeah. Carla says, I'm a bit nervous, I will admit, but we will get it done. Obviously, you know, I've got every faith in you, Carla, but you know what I mean? Although sort of you're used to being in front of the camera, it can also be daunting when you've got a lot of your friends and, you know,
yeah, but once you've done one, that's it. Then
yeah, that's it. That's it.
No, it's just with me, it's just that can't be bothered to do it.
Hey, my lady, how are you?
Hello, my lady.
So yeah, so you know, that's it. That's it. I'm just Tracy messaged him on Messenger yesterday. But this is the thing, Amjad, you know what I mean? It's like, same as I was saying before, the matter of all of, like, myself, Bella, Kate, Tracy, and anybody that's got underlying health issues. It's like this, you know, sometimes it makes you feel lower than a snake's belly, but then again, on the flip side, you know, you can get up one morning, be full of energy, be full, you know, I'm going to do this today, I'm going to do that today. Benny's, yeah. Benny were deciding whether or not he were gonna come on my knee, but then realised I was live and thought better of it.
Put me down, he's not bothered.
Oh, I'm sure she'll appreciate that. I did put a post in the group, and I also put a personal one on a timeline as well. She said she'd enjoyed herself because I spoke to her, like, not in person, but, you know, via messenger. You know, she'd had a nice day, as nice as possible, you know what I mean, under the circumstances. And you know, because I'd sort of like tried ringing her earlier on, and she says, like, you know, we're sleep pattern not being very good, and she has to catch sleep wherever she can, and, you know, things like that. And she says, I'm not sort of always around, you know, when people message her or whatever. So I says, you know, don't worry about it. It was just the fact that with it being your birthday, I just wanted to, you know, message you in person and wish you happy birthday. And that, you know, that were, you know, I was sat this life. It were all right. Amjad, it were all right, yeah. Carla says she sent a resume in for a new job today. I don't expect anything to come of it, but we shall see. News presenter, ooh, / anchor here in Virginia. I'm too old and fat for standard tea. I hate when people say things like that, Carla. No offense, but you're not. You know what I mean? It's not all. I mean, you might think differently, but it's not all about looks and how old you are and everything. You know what I mean? It's the quality of the job that you do. So if you do a good job, it doesn't matter whether you've got buck teeth and boss-eyed or, you know what I mean? It's the quality of the work you do, and that sort of, you know, I know, like here in the UK, you know, they sort of went through a phase where they were sort of being accused of ageism because they were getting all these young presenters in, and, you know, basically they were sort of like saying, well, because I'm a certain age, you put me out to pasture, and you know what I mean? But to me, it's, yeah, that's one of the things that gets me, you know what I mean? That it's the quality of the job that you do, not the way you look, if that makes sense. you know, and you're never too old. So, Amjad says he's been busy with his cousins from Manchester. Came Friday night and they went home today. Ooh. So, but you see, the thing about it is, I mean, it's like me, Carla. I've got arthritis. Now, it does affect my hands, but it's not going to stop me doing what I do or what I love to do, which is baking. Now that you don't want to see. Trust me. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, there's certain things that I can't do, or that my body won't let me do. But you know, it's you know, it's one of these things where, you know, if you start giving up on yourself, then, you know, what else have you got to look forward to? Been chilling in the garden today and yesterday. Lovely weather in London. It's been lovely here, and with us sort of going out most afternoon yesterday, we thought we'd just have a chilled out day, because we sort of had a conversation on his way back from his sisters about, well, really, do you think we ought to go out for a day tomorrow, it being bank holiday? And Chris says, well, everybody in his mother's dog's going to be out tomorrow, it being bank holiday. So sort of we skipped that one. You know, obviously because the terrible weather that we've had recently, and then all of a sudden we've got this nice weather, same as Chris says, everybody's going to be thinking on same thing, you know, let's get away while it's nice. My lady says she's struggling with pole dancing. Hey up, I wouldn't even be able to get my legs off the floor, my lady, no mind anything else. Man, I've been on pole dancing. But you know, I mean, I haven't been able to wear my wedding ring or my engagement ring in ages, and I've got them in my like jewelry box upstairs, and I thought, oh, I'll just try them on. I managed to get my wedding ring on, but it was as tight as anything, and I couldn't even get my engagement ring over my knuckle. That's how bad my hand's been just lately. Oh, Amjad says it missed us both on Saturday, and I did watch it yesterday. Thank you, Amjad. It were an okay-ish. I mean, sort of with about 10 minutes to go, Chris sort of went over there because he's back raking. So like for the last 10 minutes, I was flying solo. But yeah, you know what I mean? I thought, oh, you know, when time wore my wedding ring and everything, but my hands that swole up that I just can't get them on my fingers. Well, I got my wedding ring on, but couldn't even get my engagement ring on at all, full stop. And I thought, well, I'm not sort of forcing them on, you know what I mean, just to have them cut off. So I thought, no, leave it, you know. Just because I don't wear my wedding ring or engagement ring, I mean, we're still married, we're still, you know, together, etc., etc. So it's sort of...
Yeah, I don't wear rings either because I get a big rash around them.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'd sooner have them somewhere safe rather than, you know, force them onto my fingers and then not be able to get them off and have to go to A&E and have them cut off, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's about it really. I don't think anything else has gone off, has it?
No, I don't think so.
So yeah. Just as his brother Imran really loved Wednesday's live stream. He really enjoyed it. Right, I'm going to tell you something now.
that Mr. IP in Brad Pickering?
Mr. IP. Right.
Right, oh.
No, I'm going to tell them about Callum the jammy beggar.
Oh, yeah, they got me shit.
Anyway, so there were about 5 or 6 raffle prizes. Now, I'd said to Callum before we went, I says, how much you got in your wallet, you know, roughly off top of your head? He says, about 4 or 5 quid. So I says, well, you could take your wallet with you. I says, because you're probably going to need it. So anyway, we gets there, and the raffle tickets were £1 a strip. So Chris got me and him a strip, and Callum got his own, you know, 1 strip for £1. So, oh, we did have a go on that thing though as well, didn't he? And then they like got a thing and guessed the object or something, and it was like a box. We like, you know, I can't remember them all offhand, but one were a whisk, one were a spatula, one were a teapot, things like that. And you got to put your name to the object, and like previous to everybody getting there, they sort of wrote down the one that they wanted to win in, and like it were in an envelope sealed up. There were no jiggery pokery about it. So guess what jammy beggar won a bottle of Prosecco?
It weren't me.
And it weren't me either. So yeah,
Hey,
first time paying for his own raffle tickets, and he goes and wins a bottle of Prosecco.
from now on, he's playing bingo.
What when we go on holiday?
Hey, oh. The only cunt I have no bloody cakes that you baked.
Well, you could while you were there.
While I was there. I couldn't even have a bottle of bloody Prosecco either. So
when we got back, Chris was like ribbing him all the way home. I can just taste that Prosecco, Callum. He says, "You're not having any without my permission. It's my bottle of Prosecco. I won it."
Yeah, I've done today.
Oh dear, but yeah, I thought, well, you know, it's got more jam than Heartless. Let's just say. First time he's ever had a go in a raffle, and he goes and wins a bottle of wine. Well, not just wine, Prosecco. But so yeah. But we didn't win anything on other thing. I think that weren't that a Body Shop voucher or something? Did she say? Anyway, I think the winner that won the you know, put your name in box and whatever, I think it was like a Body Shop voucher. So I think somebody had donated a Body Shop voucher or something, so they made that the first price in on that. But I think there were about 8 prizes in raffle, and one of them were a bottle of rosé. Well, first winner I find Dr. Oetker's it's you see, I've noticed the difference, Amjad, in the Asda vanilla extract and the Dr. Oetker one. Because if I can't get the Asda one, I order the Dr. Oetker one. But the Dr. Oetker one seems a lot thicker. But if it weren't sort of like, you know, they priced each individual cake up, my lady. They like put them out all on a trellis table, and then they got boxes at front, so people would donate it and then sort of take the pick of whatever they wanted. I'll tell you something. I made the ginger parkin biscuits went down an absolute storm. And I seen this woman, and she must have been up 3 times, and each time she got one of these biscuits. And then I seen her talking to Chris's sister, and then she pointed over to me.
Oh, I like them yolks of fucking biscuits.
So then his sister came over to me, and I says, I don't know what that lady's name is in blue jumper. I says, but she seemed to take a liking to my biscuits. She went, oh yeah, she says, that's what she were talking to me. I says, yeah, I saw you pointing over to me. And she says, do you know, she says, these ginger parking biscuits is absolutely gorgeous. So I got one fan there at least. But if I got to recommend anything, Amjad, it's either vanilla bean paste, because that has got a stronger, it's like the vanilla pods are to the things, it's made into a paste basically. So if she wants a more stronger vanilla taste, I'd say get vanilla bean paste or Dr. Oetker vanilla extract, because it's a lot thicker than Asda's or the supermarket's own own make. So yeah, Dr. Oetker Madagascar vanilla extract or Dr. Oetker vanilla bean paste. But the vanilla bean paste is supposed to have that bit more oomph to it, if you know what I mean, if you're wanting a bit stronger vanilla taste. I'd say that rather than the powder, I'd say the vanilla bean paste. So, I mean, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, this woman were raving about the ginger parking biscuits. It were a bit of a faff though.
I think on about 5 or 6.
She I know. I seen her keep getting up. His dad had one, and he said they were nice. I don't know. I sort of couldn't, it was just sort of observations but yeah. What were I going to say? So yeah, but right, basically at end there were a lot of cakes, and she went to Greedy May. She just liked them, and
she didn't say me on.
But I'm like this. I'd sooner them all go than see them go to waste.
That's it.
You know what I mean? That's sort of my perception on it. I'd sooner her sat with tubbing or plate and whatever that they were on, munching away on them, than go to waste. But anyway, but that's it, isn't it? You'd sooner see one person eat whole lot than go to waste. They're a bit of a faff though, because when I did I started off with them because you got to put the dough in the fridge. Now, when I'd done the dough, it says it'll be a little bit tacky, and I thought, little bit tacky. It's like one of them where it sticks to end of your fingers. You know what I mean? So I pour a bit more flour in. It was still tacky. So I just sprinkled a bit more on. I thought, well, I can't keep pouring, copious amounts of flour in it. I'll just roll it up in a ball, and I put it sort of in between. You're supposed to put it in between 2 sheets of greaseproof paper and put it in the fridge. And I thought, well, it don't matter, how long it takes me to do other things, because it does say at least 30 minutes, but, overnight if you like, you know what I mean? There's sort of not a set time limit, but at least 30 minutes. So I thought, well, by the time I've sort of cooked other things and whatnot, to be all right. Amjad got wet through. Oh dear, they were watering flowers and put it on him by accident.
But yeah,
He says his dad. Oh, he says his dad. Anyway, I wish somebody there had dashed me down with hose pipe Amjad because it was boiling yesterday afternoon. And he says, thank you. But it were right at end, and basically she just says, I don't want all these gorgeous cakes and everything to go to waste. So there's some bags on table. Just help yourself and put whatever you want in. So that's where doggy bag comment come from, and this little girl wanted to know where a doggy bag was. But my lady says weather's going to be good again Tuesday. Hiya, partners, how are you? Partners. So yeah, Callum's first ever raffle that he's bought with his own money, and the Jammy Beggar won a bottle of Prosecco.
Yeah, they get.
But yeah, but I'd said to him when he bought this raffle ticket, well, it was like a strip for £1. So I'd said to Callum, I says, I've got a feeling you're going to win, Callum. And it come true. He did. He won a bottle of Prosecco. I mean, there were some dodgy ones. I had to have the very last raffle ticket that came out. This woman won it and picked it up, and it were men's shaving products. And she went, it'd be all right if I'd got a fella at home. She says, Brian. I says, you'll have to re-gift it, dear. Yeah, I have. Amjad's just noticed that I've got new glasses.
Yeah.
Do you know something? Ian Matthews called me Deirdre the other night. I fell out with Ian Matthews. Because he called me Deirdre. But he were only joking.
You were.
And I says to him, I says, right, that's you crossed off my Christmas card list. I says, you're not having no lemon drizzle, no nothing. And I think he it were sucking up to me a little bit because he gave me a $2.99 super chat. He says, I'm a forgiven. I went partly. The frames are too small. But anyway, I told you I was going for a completely different look. My old glasses were like grey and black, and these is red. But yeah. But I mean, they suit me. They look all right. So I couldn't get a rat's. You know what other people think. Oh my God, I had a teacher in college called Deirdre. She was Irish. She looked like Sue Perkins. Well, that was the look I was going for, you see, Amjad. Sue Perkins. But yeah, it's I'd sort of last 3 or 4 pairs I'd had, they were all sort of same but different colours, if you know what I mean. And I thought, what the heck, I'm going for something different. The only problem I've got at the moment is, with this warm weather, they keep slipping down my nose because Chris, how can I explain it? These have got like a built-in nose piece into the frames. Now, Chris is like two plastic things that rest on your nose. Now, I don't like them. I'd sooner like have it all in one, you know, and I find with them sort of nose pieces that Chris has got, I have a great indentation inside of my nose. So I like the all-in-one where they've got the, you know, it all built in. Check out Bugger Nation Street on YouTube. Is it a It's yeah. I did, while I think about it, Partners, I did follow your partner's daughter on Instagram, but I couldn't find her on on Facebook. But yeah, my lady says she likes them as well, so that's all that matters. But yeah, I mean, they're like a red and black, like a leopard print type. Well, not a leopard print, but like a. Can you see it? Like a red and black type of thing, and inside is red. But when you said it's, I forgot what it's called now. I did write it down. But yeah, when I looked for that on Facebook, there were no such thing. But I did find her on Instagram. I want to say piece of paper fell on the floor that I did write it down on. But I did find her on Instagram, but I couldn't find her on Facebook at all. But yeah, so this bake sale thing that they had on yesterday, it all in all, they made over £600 for Dementia UK. So, you know, we sort of gave them all a round of applause afterwards. It is a phenomenal amount to raise, you know what I mean? And the dedication that his sister and his niece have put into it. Oh, okay. I'm going to say, if you want to put the link in, Partners, you know, you can do. But it is, you know, because Chris's mum's just been recently diagnosed with dementia, and yeah, they did phenomenally. And talk of the devil and the sure to appear.
Oh, no, Mr. Wellington. Let's behave tonight.
We're just talking about Ian, saying I look like Deirdre. Everybody says they like them, so ha ha. So yeah. But I got burnt to a crisp and all, and I was sat under an umbrella at this. But yeah, they did a fantastic job. You know, totally proud of them. You know, everybody did the bit. You know, our baked, Chris's other sister baked. So did other people as well. But you know, they were like sort of other people behind scenes. You know, getting garden ready, getting tables set out. Deirdre was a woman. She got about a bit, didn't she? So yeah, you know, we all get a bit. Well, I wouldn't put it quite that way, Ian. So he says, shut it off with Mostert Street. But yeah, she put herself about a bit. That's. But anyway, yeah. So we've had to, because it was like Sunday afternoon, and we normally have a Sunday dinner on a Sunday afternoon. We had to sort of have that today. Oh, I'm just as when they were in sixth form in high school, is sixth form 2 to meet Sue Perkins in real life in a meet and greet. It says, I wished I lived in a street like that. Oh dear.
Stagnation Street.
Yeah. I'm just going to put a link in if anybody's interested in, you know, if you want to come up on to, but I'm quite happy where I live, Ian. It's nice and quiet. You don't get many disturbances. It's like easy going. That's the way I like it. You know what I mean? I'm getting too old for drama and whatnot. Barbara Fruit. Tracy will never live that one down, Amjad. Oh dear. But he says, no, I would, but it's hot and I'm undressed. Oh dear me. I think it views, Ian. I'd go viral. Having a naked man on my show. He says if he insists.
Wish I'd read that comment there. Give me a dodgy image, that.
Oh dear me. But we'll say I come home like a lobster yesterday. Got burnt to a crisp. His partner says he's in a Wethner mode. Oh dear. But yeah, Chris has got like Go Faster stripes because he's got like a red stripe across back of his neck and only burnt one of his arms. So he's got to come finish job off. Oh dear. But he were talking to our next door neighbour this morning. He says I've got a Go Faster stripe on back of my neck where it caught back of my neck. He says, and then it only caught one arm. So he says, so I've got to sort of do a bit of jiggling about. He says, and make sure that I catch it on my other arm this time.
I think tomorrow I'll stick my hand out the window.
But I'd scare a police horse and they're trained. Oh dear. Oh, I mean, we don't mind if you don't mind, Ian. Oh dear. I have a red mark across my neck, but it's we. What?
We. It's we.
It's where she made me wear the dog collar. Oh, but yeah. But Chris must have been stood in a funny position where he only caught it back at neck. And is it your left arm that's red or your right arm?
Your right arm.
Yeah. It only caught one arm and not other. Barbara is actually a fruit from Malaysia. I still remember that night. Oh my God.
See, it's educational, this live stream.
Well, that's it. Yeah. You know, not only do we make you laugh, it's educational as well.
No, Atari 1.6.
Atari 1.6. Oh dear. But it's like we start a conversation off about something and nothing, and that conversation we're on about this spider that had, you know, get a good old whack with my slipper in toilet, and I says I weren't taking any chances because it might have come with fruit because I have a lot of fruit, and I says I weren't taking no chances just in case it come in with bananas. And then Tracy sort of was meant to say bananas, but she said Barbara for some reason or other. I think it was predictive text on a phone. But so yeah, so sort of that's the way these conversations start, you see. And then all night long we were making fun of the fact that Tracy were calling bananas Barbara, and you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. You know, we start on one conversation and end up on a totally different, you know. It says, here I go laughing. Oh dear. But yeah, you know. So this is the thing. Me and Chris had this conversation coming back in car. We want to go away for a few days. My mate has got a new job. He has 500 people under him. He mows the grass at the cemetery. We were thinking of going away for a few days, either Bridlington or Scarborough.
Yep.
So, has anybody got any recommendations? Which is the better of the two places? I know they're sort of relatively close together, or, you know, not far from each other. But, you know, has anybody got any recommendations as which is the better of the two, Scarborough or Bridlington? I have got a mate that actually lives in Whitby. So it sort of would do the, you know, go and see a while with her sort of thing. Like, even if it's just for a long weekend or something like that, you know what I mean? So I've never been to Bridlington. I don't think I've never been to Scarborough, actually. I've been to Whitby.
Well, there you go, then.
I've been to Whitby.
Scarborough's nice.
But I've never been to Scarborough or Bridlington. Hiya, Laurie, how are you? So yeah, you know what I mean? It's, you know, has anybody been to Bridlington or Scarborough, and which one of the two would you recommend? I ain't got a clue. So,
I do, Laurie.
I'll be taking, where's Thornwick Bay?
Hey?
Where's Thornwick Bay?
Thornwick Bay.
Partner says I'll be taking the caravan to Thornwick Bay in a week's time.
I think I've been there. Partner's going to borrow your caravan.
Well, top and tail.
Oh, they don't want to be at the end of our feet, the stink.
We'll make sure Partnest has your feet end. He says he can't recommend one over the other. Thornwick Bay is near Flamborough. That's because you've been to that lighthouse at Flamborough, haven't you?
Well, you know where we'll be going then, don't you? Lighthouse at Flamborough.
It's a 5-berth as well.
Oh, there you go then. Me and Partner all double up.
So yeah, so Chris has actually been to the lighthouse at Flamborough. So
oh yeah, both of Yorkshire.
yeah, that's one of the lighthouses that he wanted to do, and you know, that's one place. I didn't go. He went with one of his pals, you know, droning pals. So so yeah, he's been to is it Flambered? Something like that. Yeah. So yeah, so Chris has been, but I haven't. Has anyone seen Rate My Takeaway? No, I don't think so. Don't ring a bell. So is it a program or a series or?
Rate My Takeaway.
I've not even heard of it.
I've seen it with advertising and stuff. I've not actually watched it.
Oh, it's Memorial Day here and we are doing cemetery duty. But wanted to stop and give a thumbs up. Yeah, I did put in, you see, it's actually a bank holiday. Oh, it's a YouTube channel. Hi Tracy, how are you?
Oh, no,
so in the title, I put bank holiday / Memorial Day because it's like actually a bank holiday here, but it's similar to sort of, you know, your Memorial Day. I can't recall. I've not seen it. I don't think I've seen it. So no. So do they go round to different takeaways and, you know, do a review on different takeaways and things like that? But yeah. So are you fit enough to do the live stream tomorrow, Tracy? I messaged Laura today. She's a little bit better, so she's still coming on the live stream tomorrow. So so yeah, so hopefully we're gonna have a full house tomorrow because Tracy did say she was a little bit better and her ear were feeling a lot better, so I'm hoping we're gonna have a full house tomorrow. Oh, he says that's it, Jeanette. A bloke from Leeds goes round takeaways and reviews them.
I thought it was a TV show.
No, he says it's a YouTube channel.
Oh, sort of a TV show.
Yeah. They'd have a whale of a time here in Sheffield. Oh dear. Yeah. I messaged Laura today because she went well over the weekend. So I said to her, you know, will you be joining us? So she says, yeah, you know, so, you know, it's quite an easy recipe. You know, whipped, what were it? Orange whipped shortbread. That were it. My mind went blank for a minute then. I always got 250k subs. Baby.
How many?
250k. Oh, excuse me. That's that coffee. But I thought, well, if weather's like it has been the last few days, we're going to be roasting. You know what I mean? I thought, well, just do something, you know, simple, something, you know, that we can put together quite simply. And but I was saying, I made some of the ginger parking biscuits for this bake sale that his sister were holding in Ada Dementia UK. Tell you something, there was this one particular woman, and she must have had about 6 or 7. And I saw her talking to Chris's sister, and then she pointed over to me and she got one of these biscuits in her hand. And she must have said, "Oh, I think these is lovely." And then his sister pointed over to me. So same as I said, if you sat with plate or tub on a knee and ate the whole lot, at least, you know, at least they all went, you know what I mean? But it just sort of, how can I put it? It's like recognition that, you know, at least one person liked what I baked anyway. Oh dear. But there were that many cakes and whatever. You were spoilt for choice. Can you remember the Malteser slice thing that we did as well, Tracy? Somebody had made that. There were one or two people had made butterfly cakes. Now, Chris's other sister says she'd made butterfly cakes, but she'd made them. Yeah, that's Partners put link in. Baby, Partners put link in. You're supposed to be watching my live stream, not watch it telly. But yeah, everybody was spoilt for choice.
Right back takeaway. 2.51k.
So there was some, you know, there were sort of two different lots of like vanilla butterfly cakes, but one had made them with buttercream and Chris's other sister had made them with fresh cream. So same as I said, well, it gives people choice then, because not everybody likes fresh cream. So, you know, there were chocolate butterfly cakes, there were Victoria sponges, there were chocolate Victoria sponges, you know, fruit cake, you know, you name it, there was every single cake under the sun. Chris's, yeah, we did. I mean, case I got burnt to a crisp. And I was sat under an umbrella at this, but it were.
Often you were.
Off on me way.
Every time you moved over, the sun moved over a bit more.
So yeah, sort of initially when I got under umbrella, sort of it was slightly over that way, but as you know, sun like gradually comes round, and then you know it were like coming on off on me, you know what I mean? But yeah, they raised over £600, Tracy. Did really, really well. And Callum, the lucky beggar, won a bottle of Prosecco.
Jolly git.
With pounds worth of raffle tickets.
He's us having a go at lottery every week, don't we? No, he has one go on a bloody raffle and wins. Not having it.
So, but I'd said to him beforehand, I says, I've got a feeling you're going to win, Callum.
Well, it does.
I haven't finished my coffee yet.
It's all right, because we won't have enough for a milky one anyway. It'll be a water one.
But yeah, we thought it was dogs. What's it's? He rocks up at the takeaways with a camping table and deck chair. He plonks a table in front of the takeaway place, samples the wares, and rates them out of 10.
Guess this. Get this right.
That'd be a good job for you.
No. What, then have some cake afterwards for my pudding? What about last night? Nobody has a drink when he goes to bed.
Oh, yeah.
And because we ain't got no pop. Go on, I'll let you tell him.
Normally, before he goes to... Well, we got back, and about an hour after we got back, Chris was sort of hinting, should we have a glass of Prosecco? Now, I says, you better ask Callum. So Chris shouts him down. He says, do you fancy a glass of Prosecco? So he says, yeah, he can do. I mean, I didn't have any because I were boiled, you know what I mean? I didn't.
Phone him up a message and tell him his throat's getting awfully dry.
So anyway, because we'd been out all day, and by the time we got back, like Astor and whatever was short, we hadn't got a deal of milk. Now, before Callum goes to bed, he'll have a glass of milkshake, milk and this powdered milkshake stuff. So anyway, Chris says to him last night, he said, don't have any milkshake. He says, because we've hardly got any milk left. He says, and we want to save some for the morning. So he says, you'll have to have some of your fizzy water. So it walks in here with a bottle of Prosecco in his hand. He says, I'll have a glass of this instead. I went, I says, not just before you go to bed. I says, you'll have heartburn all night.
I was going to say, that isn't spinning brown, wasn't it? It'd be like that cat walking up steps.
Yeah. So his idea of having a drink, he was going to have a glass of this Prosecco before he went to bed. I went, I says, you could put it back in the fridge. So it's still in the fridge. So yeah, I mean, sort of Callum's sort of his way of thinking were, well, it's a drink, but see you later, Laurie. Thanks for popping in, and I'll see you tomorrow. His idea of having a drink were, well, if I can't have a glass of milkshake, I'll have a glass of Prosecco instead. You're not. So yeah, and we were stoked up that he'd won this bottle of, this bottle of Prosecco. But beginner's luck, I think. just beginner's luck, totally.
Bloody word, having it.
Yeah, but well, so he'll have a drink with his breakfast. But this is the thing. There were one of his sister's friends. When she arrived, she hadn't baked anything, but she had £10 worth of raffle tickets and only won one prize. Bearing in mind it were £1 a strip, so she got 10 strips and only won one thing. So yeah, but same as I said, it's just the way the cookie crumbles. I mean, it weren't fixed or anything because they got a little girl there, and a little boy. So they'd said, to make it sort of, so I've got an ear on my arm and I can't see it. And
there we are.
Oh, it's one of my head ears. So to make it sort of fair, that they got, little girl would pull one out and then little boy would pull one out, you know what I mean? So it weren't fixed in any way, shape or form. So, but I knew that Callum had won because I seen her pull this strip out, and when she opened it up, you see Callum's last number was 70. So I sort of looked over and I seen 69 on it. I thought, that's our Callum's. So I said to Callum, I said, you've won one. Because I sort of looked over just as they'd drawn it out, and I knew our Callum had won. Because I seen number 69 on it, so I knew it were his. But yeah, it's it were a very good cause. You know what I mean? His dad has to bear the brunt of all the care that is he has to do for his mum. He don't get no respite. Only when he goes, I think he goes golfing, I think twice a week for an hour. And his daughter goes and looks after his mum while they go golfing. But apart from that, but same as I said to Chris yesterday, to see his mum from when I first met her to what she is now, she's not the same woman.
No.
You know what I mean? She's, she's not eating or hardly drinking anything. at all. You know what I mean? And I think it's because basically she had this medication because she had a heart attack not so long back, and they put her on this medication. Now this medication caused a throat to close up. So basically, whatever she were eating, it were making her sick. And they did all these tests, and they found out after a scan that she got dementia, and that was also caused by this thing in the throat because it was starving the brain of oxygen, and that has caused the dementia. So, but they've changed the medication, but at the moment it's sort of mind over matter. She's seeing a psychiatrist and everything because it's the fact that when she were eating, it were making her sick. But now they've changed the medication and everything. It's a mind that's not letting her eat, if that makes sense. It's preventing her from eating. You know, it's a mind that's preventing her from eating. It's not that she's not able to eat. It's the fact that it's a mind telling her not to eat. If that makes sense, you know what I mean? And it's horrible to see. She's gone downhill, you know, and it's upsetting to see her. I mean, the fact of the matter is, last time she came here, she were a bit unsteady on her legs, but she was still sort of under her own steam. Now, yesterday she was in a wheelchair, and it's hard to look at somebody that was so active and, you know, full of life.
Subject,
yes. Yeah, I'm going to change subject because it's upsetting Chris a little bit. So, yeah, you know, I'm just making people aware of the fact that this is what all this has been in aid of, all the, you know, the raising money and everything. So, yeah, we'll talk about something else because Chris is getting quite upset about it. So, yeah. So, has anybody been anywhere other than home today, or we've just sort of been pottering about and taking it easy? It's dried me washing lovely. So yeah, you know, apart from I think I had me plenty enough vitamin C yesterday to last me a lifetime. You've been tasked. Yeah. Oh, Partners has been to Costco in Leeds.
Oi! Chef, the battery's not been to work today, so
No.
you're off on that one.
But the thing is, we were talking to Chris's sister yesterday, and she says she goes to Costco, the actual one that Callum works.
I'm just been miles away.
Chilling in garden. Well, that, you know.
I'll put washing out.
Yeah, Chris's sister, because she was talking to Callum, and she says, "What days do you work, Callum?" He says, "Well, it all depends, because I'm still sort of training." So she says, "Well, I more or less go in Costco nearly every single day." She says, "And I've not seen you yet." And she was asking him where he stood, and, you know, are you anywhere near cafeteria and this, you know what I mean? So, and she says, "I more or less go in every single day." She says, "And, you know, how long have you been there?" "About 3-4 weeks, Callum." She says, "I've not seen you yet." And I says, "Well, it all depends." I says, "Like when he first started working, we were working 10 till 2. But for past few weeks, he's been working in afternoons." So I says, "You might just to miss one another, you know what I mean?" So, you know, I says, you'll bump into each other one of these days. I says, you're bound to do. I says, you know, oh, we were there Friday, haven't been today. Well, Callum sort of didn't know whether or not he were working today. Obviously, he's off college all week. So, you know, it don't really matter, you know, what days they want him to work, because it can...
It wasn't there today. It was there Friday. Get someone to work on Friday. You went to the wrong one.
Did it work Friday?
Yes.
Can't remember. I've been to bed since then.
Parkness, you're banned from going to Costco in Leeds. You've got to drive 40 minutes out of your way to show.
Yeah, I'm sure. So, yeah, you know what I mean? I'm sure they'll cross paths sometime or other, and you know, it's dried my washing lovely. Chris pegged it out for me. Yeah, Callum was saying he's only back at college for a few weeks and then they break up. I think is it 4th of July? I can't remember. But yeah, our Callum says he's only back at college for a few weeks and then they break up like for 6 weeks. Did you take Johnny with you, Tracy? Did he cover his legs up? But yeah, and because we were saying to him, he says, well, you're never hardly there, Callum. It's a case of, yeah, he says, I'm only back a few weeks, and then we break up and I don't go back till September. So, oh, pardon me. But it's like, you know, I mean, like I was saying earlier on, Tracy, when we were coming back, we says, well, we ought to go out for a day tomorrow, you know, like Skeggy or somewhere like that, you know, just for a day. And Chris says, well, probably you and everybody else that's thinking the same thing. He had his joggers on today, Johnny,
and his best top.
So yeah, so I sort of suggested, should we go to Skeggy for a day tomorrow? And Chris says every man and his dog will be there tomorrow, you know, because it's nice weather. What was that bleeping? I just heard something bleep. Anyway, you know, everybody and you know, everybody and the dog will be going to, will be thinking on the same lines as us. You know, let's go to the seaside for a day. He says it'll be rammed. So, same as we've said, you know, we can all go sort of later on in the week when everybody's back at work and everybody's, you know, it don't really matter. I've just been talking about, because when I mentioned it to Chris about going to seaside for a day, he says, well, why don't we look into going away for a few days? And we thought either Scarborough or Bridlington. And I says to Jaz's birthday is on a Monday, 23rd of August.
I don't know what my birthday is on this year.
So yeah, so I said, you know, I do fancy either Scarborough or Bridlington. And I said to Parkness, I says, you know, which is best, Bridlington or Scarborough? And he says he's got no, you know, either or sort of thing. And Tracy says Bridlington is all flat and no hills. Oh, so we're sort of going on side of Bridlington at the moment then. But yeah, you know, when everybody's back at work and, you know, colleges is back at and schools is back and whatever, it'd be better going like then rather than going today, where everybody in, you know, everybody and his mother's dog would be going and got same idea, because it's nice. We'll, you know, we'll go to seaside. So that was sort of the conversation that we had when we come back. So we're sort of thinking about it, and I've never been to either. I've never been to Scarborough or Bridlington. So, you know, I mean, either or with me, really, because I've never been to either. So you can see where sun's caught me, look. And this one as well, look.
No hills to climb. She had the same birthday.
No, she said, I think they've got a baby due on that day.
Oh.
So I think that's what she said.
She's pregnant again. What baby due?
No, not Tracy herself. A baby.
Johnny's been busy, hasn't he?
A baby in the family.
I know.
Oh, she says a Rayleigh's, a baby's boy is doing. It's a boy. Ah, there you go. But yeah, but when it's due and when it actually comes, Tracy, it's two different things. Callum were late. He was supposed to have been born on 4th and didn't come till 8th. So and on the 23rd. But it's like Emma shares a birthday with my late mum, 14th of August. So I can always remember Emma's birthday because it were on the same day as my mum's, you see. So I spoke to Bella as well yesterday, and she said she'd had a nice birthday. I forgot. I'm sort of not going to divulge the exact conversation, but I forget what she said. Oh, they were having a movie night, yeah. And then we were talking about Callum and his job. You know, and Addy left college, and I says no. Oh yeah, Baz made dinner. So she sounded like she had a good day. The last 2 was early, 2 weeks, but they're keeping a close eye on. It might be early, but if everything goes well, 23rd. Oh.
That's like Callum didn't want to come out.
Even Chris Blowett Garden up wouldn't. Yeah. They put a fireworking garden upside down, Tracy, and I got all these sods of grass and soil and everything coming towards me. Even that didn't bring our Callum on.
And then when we lit the firework, the exact same firework the right way up, it was awfully disappointed.
Yeah. We got friends over as well, and basically when they did the next one, they put it in right way, and they were all going, "Oh, that's a bit of a letdown when you put it in right way." I got a ready-made fish pond with that one. It did. It blew a hole. It got a big hole in back garden. And I was covered in all soil and sods of grass and all sorts. Because with me being sort of due. So I sort of put a chair out on backyard so I could actually watch the fireworks, but got caught in crossfire when it blew garden up. But yeah, that's one of the.
Yeah, I think we even had a curry, didn't we?
Oh, we did all sorts. Castor oil. I'm changing my phone on my birthday. I'm changing to iPhone 11 Pro Max. Ooh.
Snob! only joking.
But we had to laugh. One of his sister, who held the bake sale yesterday, if her best friend were there, and I don't know exactly what job she does. It's something in education. Now, no, I wouldn't. We were talking on the same subject yesterday, Partness. Anyway, she's an educator, but I don't know exactly what job she does. So she was saying that basically she does, because they were asking like our Callum, or what Callum used to do his like online classes with. And she says, oh, we use such and such. So she says, it's fantastic. She says that I can wear my PJs, but just put a top on, and people don't know that I'm sitting there in my pajama bottoms. And then she was saying that her works phone, because she's got like a separate mobile for work, and it's an iPhone, and she can't get on with it at all. Now, she did say that she'd just bought a new phone for herself, and she'd bought a Huawei, which is exactly the same what Callum had got. And she says, I can't get on with that either. So I think she was sort of looking to Callum for a few pointers on where she were going wrong. You know, she's like me. She's not very technical, you know. And she says, them at work have given me an iPhone. I can't get on with that. She says, I've just treated myself to a new phone, and that's a Huawei. She says, and I thought when I looked at spec and everything, oh, that looks good. She says, but I can't get it to do anything that I want it to do. So, we were only on that conversation yesterday, and I says to her, I says, Callum likes iPhones, and that's what Callum wanted. I says,
well, I got a Samsung, didn't I? S20. And I tried getting you an S20, Callum.
But this is the thing. I says to her, I says, me and Chris have both got Samsungs. I says, and it does what I need it to do. Chris has got, the latest Samsung phone. I says, and when we won't have any other. And she says, I had Samsung previous to getting this Huawei. She says, and I wished I hadn't done now. So it's just a matter of preference, really. But, personally speaking, I know where everything is on my Samsung. Chris knows where everything is on his. And I suppose Chris, because Callum went from a Samsung to a Huawei, and because he's young, he can get, he knows what's and wherefores of it. But, somebody like me that's getting on, and Chris that's getting on, all this new technology and everything, it's...
Well, Samsungs, both Samsungs and Apple have got a great camera on them.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
He says all Android phones are basically the same regardless of the manufacturer. But the thing is, it's like when you're used to a certain thing or a certain way, I'm like that, why fix it if it broke, sort of thing. I mean, yeah, my screen's cracked a little bit where, when I've been baking and I've used my phone and it's sort of gone flying off it, but it still works, and it does what I want it to do. You know what I mean? I'm not into all this, high-end tech stuff. You know what I mean? It does what I want it to do. I can take pictures on it. I can, use it for Messenger. I can, it does what I want it to do. I can't be doing, oh, pardon me, with all this techie stuff. You know what I mean? Chris is more technically minded than what I am. And it same as he said, this latest Samsung S20, it's the dog's what's-it, you know what I mean? It's got a good camera on it.
Yeah. The only problem is the FE is not as good as the Ultra with a camera, but it's still got a good camera on it.
Well, that's it. And it's like, let's say, for instance, Chris's camera allows him to edit certain footage on his phone. Now, I won't have a clue where to start in that respect, but it does, like me, it does what he wants it to do.
That's it.
But there again, same as I say, it's individual preferences. I've had that phone God knows how long, and it's never failed me. You know what I mean? It never fails me. So yeah, you know, I'll stick with what I've got. Thank you, and you know, I don't need anything other than what I've already got. But the thing is, as well, yeah, well, you've got that in car, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah, but probably get this right. I will go into one of the locations and I've got football on, and for some reason, one of the commentators said Google. So obviously, Paul picked it up, instructed me Google Maps, and say, "Sorry, I couldn't understand that."
Can you remember when we were going up to Bella's? We're all in car, right? We're all in car, and Callum, for some reason or other, mentioned Liverpool.
Oh, can we see Liverpool ground?
Oh, will we see Liverpool ground or something like that? And all of a sudden, Google says, "We are rerouting you for Liverpool."
Cancel that.
Oh, no. And they only mentioned, "Hiya, Deborah."
Hello, Deborah.
So yeah, and that was sort of basically all through Callum mentioning Liverpool. Yeah. Wait while we recalculate your destination. We're going. No, we don't want to go to Liverpool. Oh dear, I've never laughed so much in my life. That, oh dear. And Callum's getting all excited because Blackpool have been promoted to. It were a laugh, Deborah. He only mentioned, because you see, Chris plugs his phone into the car, and it's what Amjad's like, you know, Android Auto, and basically it's actually the sat nav on his phone, but it's through Android Auto in the car. And because it's by Google, you know, and he didn't even mention the word Google. You know, he just said Liverpool for some reason or other, and all of a sudden it were rerouting us to go to Liverpool.
Yeah.
But you know, it's same as Chris says, because this commentator, he likes listening. It puts the sat nav on, but you can have the radio on in the background. And because one of the commentators mentioned Google, you know, he sort of interrupted and says, "How can I help you?" Oh dear, that's right in him. Say, "Don't mention Google, not while I'm driving." Who's this? Dirt Rider. Hi, Dirt Rider. How are you?
Rider.
But yeah, talk about being sensitive. So now when we go on journeys, Chris will say to Callum, "Don't mention anything, you know.
Don't mention Google.
Don't start by Google, you know."
Okay, Google. No, I've not done it.
But yeah, he says, don't mention going to Liverpool or anywhere else other than where we're going.
Going to Liverpool and then
yeah,
end up in London.
Keep it stum. But oh dear. So so when this commentator said Google, you could have ended up anywhere then. I say, so when this commentator mentioned Google, you could have ended up anywhere.
I know, not kidding.
Deborah says, so Callum has to be silent. No, not necessarily, but not to say it out loud, Deborah. But you see, the thing is, Amjad, I mean, it's like most cars nowadays. Partner says duct tape over his mouth. His auntie's car's got sat-nav built in, but it's old. It's 2006. But, you know, we just plug, because it's got like USB, a couple of USB ports. And Chris bought this thing that you plug in, cigarette lighter, that's got an additional 3 USBs. And he puts his phone in that. Deborah says, I hate maps when it comes to walking. It's like it wants to kill me. But you know what I mean? It's so sensitive that it picked upon the fact that Callum had said something about Liverpool and jumped on it like a car bonnet, you know what I mean? But yeah, you know, it's one of them things where you just have to be careful what you're saying. You know, we're on his way to, you know, Bella's, and all of a sudden it wanted to redirect us to Liverpool because our Callum had mentioned Liverpool. So, you know, you just, hiya Imran, how are you?
Hello, Imran.
I'm just as Imran says hi, Jeanette.
I know, Mr. IP.
IP.
Imran Pickering.
Oh, talking about IP. Oh God. Well, we've got Skybox, right? We only have the we only have the telly on Sky, right? Everything else is with a different company. But when we moved here and we had the Sky box, we had an additional box upstairs, right? Deborah says, don't trust maps, walk in directions because it's most likely to take you to a closed road or you across where there's no crossing. So yeah. So we've got another box upstairs, but we have to make sure that this box down here isn't in standby mode when you go to bed, if you want to watch telly in bed, right? So anyway, we goes upstairs other night and it was saying, your box is not connected to the internet. I thought, well, it's been working fine up until now. So anyway, you go to settings and you have to do it like a reset, right? Fair enough. So then it says step 1 of 2, and then it says 2 of 4. Is there a nearby Sky Q thing? Go to box and you've got to press this. It's like an arrow going one way and an arrow going other. That's putting it simply. So it says go to the nearest Sky Q product, press this button until it flashes. Right. So we had to come downstairs, pressed it, come back upstairs, still weren't working. So he says, I'll go down this last It were right palaver. Oh dear. And then he says, it's switched off, he says, and it's not switching back on. So we're there about an hour trying to you know, Deborah says, don't we love technology, always a hassle. So yeah, so he says, right, he says, I'm going downstairs this last time. He says, if you don't wait this time, he says, sod it. He says, you know, I'm not going all through this hassle. He says, just to watch about 10 minutes of you know, a telly in bed. I says, but look at it this way, we paying for something because it is extra a month to have a second box upstairs. You know, and I says, that's the thing. I says, we're paying extra for that. I says, and if it's not working, I says, if it don't work this second time, I says, you'll have to ring Sky at morning and say, we've done everything it tells us to do, blah, blah, blah. It's still not working. Can you tell me what's wrong with it?
And I want half price paid for it.
Yeah, and because you know, because I hadn't been able to use it for a certain amount of time, I want compensating for the fact that we haven't been able to watch telly in bed, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it comes down this second time, and then all of a sudden it kicks in. But then it went on to step 3 or 4. We just obtaining your IP address. Oh God, here we go again. So it says this should only take a moment. 10 minutes later, we sat there going, it's still not, you know, it's still not, you know, it's a different thing. We've gone past 2 or 4 steps, and now we're stuck on 3 or 4. Oh. And it trying to get the IP address. So Chris says, does that mean I've got to go downstairs now? He says, and reset router. Oh, he says, my brother, not Imran, but my other brother, he uses Google Maps because it's always updated with new stuff. But yeah, so he says, does that mean now? He says, I've got to go downstairs. He says, and reset router. He says, sod that. He says, I'm not going to keep going up and downstairs. He says, it can wait. You know, I'm not all that fussed about watching telly, you know, in bed. He says, I'm tired. I'm getting agitated because I've been up and downstairs twice already. And then all of a sudden, it kicks in and it were working. So I thought, oh, God. I don't want to go through that all again because, like, for 2 or 3 nights, it won't work. And then he says, right, he says, we'll have this one last try tonight. He said, and if it don't work, he says, I'm going to get on phone to Sky tomorrow and say, well, look, I'm paying for something that I can't use, and tell them all spiel about what it keeps saying and, you know, blah, de, blah, de, blah. And it must have heard him because all of a sudden it started working. You'll be surprised what threatening to ring Sky up does. It kicks it into gear. Oh, yes. And we haven't actually, touch wood, had any problems with it since. So sorted, we're off. But as you know, same as Chris says, as frustrating as it should, it shouldn't happen, because although we haven't got this broadband with Sky, that router is connected through this telly, if that makes sense. Andrew says the only thing for Android Auto and Apple CarPlay is you have to use your phone's official wire, not an aftermarket one. Chris don't. What's that? It says you have to use your for Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. You have to use your phone's official wire. Yeah. Pardon me.
When I'm using Google Maps, if I haven't got my phone connected into the car with a wire, my maps will only work on my phone.
Oh.
Not in the big screen. Big screen.
I'm going to say you can't exactly call it a big screen,
Yeah,
can you?
It'll not work. It'll only work on my phone. But if I've got it plugged in to phone and car, it'll work on the screen.
Anyway, so I think threatening with ringing Sky up and whatnot, it kicked it in, kicked its backside into gear, and all of a sudden, after it said it couldn't connect or they couldn't retrieve the IP address, and Chris says, right, he says, I'll ring Sky at morning and blah blah blah, and funnily enough, it started working. So, but it's sort of things like that frustrate you. You're doing everything right, and you know you're doing everything that it tells you to do on screen, but for some reason or other, it still ain't working. Right, I've got an ear on my lip. So yeah, as frustrating as it is, and I'm sort of one that sort of stays up in bedroom and says, oh, is it doing anything? I says, well, that light stopped flashing. Light stopped flashing, and it's gone on to step 3 or 4. I'm more or less in a supervisory capacity. I've never even heard of that, Amjad.
What's that?
It says his cousin uses Waze navigation, but Google. Yeah, we've never had a problem with Google Maps. And good thing about Google Maps as well, Amjad, is it finds the quickest route as well. Like, let's say, for instance, I'm just speaking hypothetically here. If you're going on M1 and there's been an accident and there's an hold up, it gives you an alternative route, which it'll say, this route is 10 minutes quicker than your original route. You know what I mean? And if there's some sort of hold up, whether it's roadworks, whether it's an accident or whatever it is, and it's going to take you longer, it gives you an alternative route. So, and another thing is, when we go up to Bella's, it takes us through Snake Pass and through, what's it called? Glossop. Now, it's always busy in Glossop.
Oh, you're not kidding. What, be a 20-minute journey through Glossop?
It's about half an hour.
Minutes, yeah.
Anyway, and another thing as well, Amjad, it tells you when there's like speed cameras as well.
Yeah. Oh. 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, well, same as Chris says, 9 out of 10 times it tells you, there's a speed camera coming up.
And it also redirects you if there's heavy traffic.
But as I was saying, when we go to Bella's, it takes us like local to us, what we call Snake Pass. Now, funny thing is, when we come back, it always brings us on M62. Why that is or not, I don't know. Weather conditions on Snake Pass, I don't know. Because I think last time when we come back, when we went to visit Ian, I think it was raining that day when we come back. So, it actually took us a different way. It did take us down M62, but it sort of diverted us somewhere else. But what would name of that? It was similar to Snake Pass, but baby, what was that name of that thing when we come back? It were like Snake Pass, but it weren't.
Woodhead Pass.
Woodhead Pass, that's it. And that is the first time it's ever took us that way. And it's like Snake Pass, but it's called Woodhead Pass. It's not as windy and whatever as Snake Pass, but it's similar. But why it brought us that way back, I don't know. We'll have to ask Google why he brought us this way, and that's the first time we've ever come that way back. and it's obvious that it's either less traffic, it's quicker, or the way that we went, there's some sort of congestion, you know what I mean? And that's what I like about it, is the fact that it picks up if you can go a quicker route. Now on Google Android, you can put in that you want to avoid motorways. You know, there's a certain, you know, avoid this or avoid that, or avoid toll roads, or
Yeah, I don't want no toll roads.
so yeah, so I'm quite, you know, pleased about that. You know, it's sort of, it's basically working for you and with you, if that makes sense. It sort of takes you the route that they think's quickest, you know, and less hassle, etc. And that's what I like about it. Whether it takes you down M1 or it takes you up M62 or across M62 or you know, or whatever. You know, you just have to put into it, you know, let's say like yesterday when we went, we live in Sheffield and Chris's sister lives in Barnsley. Now, the quickest route for us is down the M1. It's only a few junctions, but it's the quickest. You can get to it another way, but it takes you a lot longer. So the quickest route for us to his sisters is actually straight down M1. Now, in that circumstance, you know, it's quicker for us to use the M1. But if we'd have put in this Google Android that, you know, we want an alternative route that doesn't take us on the M1. Now you can put that in. So, but in this instance, it was quicker for us to go down M1. But it's you know, it's a good thing, I think. You know, you can avoid motorways, you can avoid toll roads, you know, and it works for you in such a thing that, you know, I want to get there as quick as possible without as little hassle as possible. So, but yeah, it's a nightmare when we go up Bella and Ian's way, because this going through Glossop, it's absolute nightmare, because you actually have to go through Glossop town centre. Now you imagine, we went on a Friday, you know, and the traffic was absolutely terrible.
Happy days.
So, you know, and that, you know, it could be smooth sailing all the way, but you can dare bet your bottom dollar, as soon as we hit Glossop, that's it. You're going at a snail's pace, because it actually takes you through Glossop town centre. And it's an absolute nightmare. Hiya, Gordo. How are you? What time do you call this, by the way?
Yeah, you're in trouble already.
Just wait till Wake comes in last off. He come in on Saturday evening just as we were shutting it down. I said to Chris, when I shut it down, he says he knows I pack up at 11 o'clock. It's 10 to 11. But yeah.
I bet it's been decorated.
I bet he has. I bet it's dried it and all. If it's been painting. Oh, if it wrote like me on Saturday. Oh God, what a day to pick to do some baking. Our sweat buckets on Saturday. I got window wide open. Chris had got patio doors wide open. Oh, and then with oven being on as well. I've just sat down, been flat out grafting all day. Oh, I bet you've been decorating. So we've had an easy-ish day today. You know, we haven't done enough all really. It's driving me washing though. And apparently,
flat out graph. That's what it's telling us.
Yeah. You put me off my mojo now. Or I was gonna say.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, driving me washing lovely today, and apparently we've got more of the same coming tomorrow as well. Oh, it's still doing all the prep work, finally stripped all the wallpaper. Bet you knew about it if you use one of them steamers. Ooh, it'd be like a sauna. I wouldn't like to think I were using the steam. Or do you do it sort of manually? You know, wet sponge and a scraper.
The prep work, finally stripped off the wallpaper.
But yeah, I mean, if you're using one of them steamers, God, about right going with that. So yeah, I baked all day Saturday, and I knew about it. I says to Chris, I says you could wring me clothes out in a bucket. I'd sweated that much. I says, what a day to choose to bake.
Hottest day at year.
Yeah, baking outside and baking inside. See you later, Amjad. See you tomorrow night. Amjad's going, by the way.
See Amjad. Sorry, mate.
He's busy. What? I tell you something. He's trying to multitask because he's trying to watch live stream, but he's also trying to watch a film or something on telly.
It's a Netflix series.
All your attention should be on me when I'm live streaming. Yeah, right. You didn't even.
I'll block you someday. Sorry, Gordo. Nearly blocked him.
I've been building as well up to box some central heating pipes. Oh.
Central heating pipes in this weather?
No, he's boxed some central heating pipes in. You know, put a box round.
Oh, I thought it meant putting them together.
Do you know, I despair of that fella sometimes. Do I have to explain everything to you?
Yeah.
And you can stop yawning.
No.
Yeah, I love you too, Amjad.
No,
see you.
No.
Yeah, see you tomorrow. Yeah, I used a steamer who needs a sauna. Went exactly.
Especially how often it's been. Oh crap! I'm nearly fucking Amjad there. It's every time I accidentally catch a phone screen and it lands on somebody's name.
Well, put it this way: I've drunk a lot of this over the past few days.
Well, we did on 5 bottles. I think she's got 2 left now.
I've drunk gallons on it.
I don't have it when I can bottles.
I know. Well, you've got to keep yourself rehydrated, haven't you? So,
where I'm going tomorrow.
Where are you going tomorrow?
I've not told you, have I?
No.
You know that,
I don't even know where it's going tomorrow.
Well, Andrew Linney.
Yeah, you did say you're going with him. But I don't think you exactly told me where you were going.
Basically, it goes somewhere in Peak District where there's all these old army tanks and stuff like that that's all rusted and everything.
You did tell me.
I did. I thought I did.
Yeah.
It looks absolutely awesome, but you can't really fly a drone there because it's in a no-fly zone.
Oh.
So basically, the only thing I'll be taking with me is the camera, the Osmo mobile, and that'll be it.
Oh. So did you hear that? He's going with Andrew Linney to a place where the old oak tanks and whatever, but you don't think he can do his drone flying because it's well, obviously because it's like a military place. Yeah. That's probably why. I'm stripping the door skirting and door frames with a heat gun, so you can imagine. Well, who needs to work out, Gordo, when you've got, you know, a heat gun and a steam stripper. You know what I mean? You know, need to work out.
Yeah.
So,
The sweat is dripping off me. You lose a few pounds doing that, lad. I think I might get my arm done and all. I might get lose a few.
oh dear. Oh dear. I was just saying, Gordo, earlier on, we went to Chris's sister's yesterday. She were having this like cake thing for Dementia UK. Callum, right, only had a pound strip of raffle tickets, and lucky beggar won a bottle of Prosecco. First time he'd paid with his own money and bought raffle tickets, and he wins. So how lucky is that? There were one woman there, hadn't bought any cakes or anything, and she had a tenner's worth and only won one thing. And had a
greedy.
Yeah, and had a tenner's worth. But I think
all the cookies, all the Yorkshire Parky biscuits.
Yeah, and then I made these Yorkshire ginger Yorkshire Parkin biscuits, and this woman kept going up for more. And I saw her talking to Chris's sister, and she was saying she held this cookie in here, and she said, "Oh, I like these." And his sister sort of pointed over to me and must have said, like, you know, my sister-in-law made them. So they went down a storm. But I don't think I'll be doing them on a live stream. It's too much faff. A Geraint consistency, you're really, really tacky to work with. No, after that's another thing, Gordo. Got back and we got back here about 5 o'clock, and about 6:30, Chris was sort of going, "Oh," I says, "I've got a dry throat." So our Callum says, he says, "Is that a hint that you want me to open that bottle of Prosecco?" So he says, well, yeah. So I opened it because it was one of them pop off cork things. So they had a glass each, right? Anyway, I didn't have a drink because when I'm sort of dehydrated and I got burnt to a crisp, and I don't like drinking alcohol when it's, you know, when I'm like that. So anyway, normally before he goes to bed, he'll have a glass of milkshake, you know, a glass of milk with like this powdered milkshake stuff in it. So Chris says to him, because we'd sort of missed, you know, being able to go to Asda to get some more milk, Chris says, don't have any milk tonight, Callum. He says, what we've got left, we've got to manage this till in morning till I can go to Asda. So next thing, he comes walking in with this bottle of Prosecco, and Chris says, "What are you doing?" He says, "I'm having a glass of this instead." I went, "You know, get it put back in the fridge." I says, "You'll be awake all night." I said, "If you have a glass of that now." So no, he didn't, you know, he didn't drink it all himself, but he wanted, you know, he wanted some last night just before he went to bed. Instead of having his milkshake or a glass of water, or Callum usually has this fizzy water. I says, you know, get a glass of fizzy water. I said, if you have that before you go to bed, I says, you'll be up all night with heartburn. So yeah, he wanted another glass before he went to bed. So there is still some in the fridge. It's still in the fridge. And I says to Chris, I says, "Aren't you having another glass?" And he went, "No," he says, it don't seem right. He says, me having a glass, he says, when it's our Callum's. So you know, Chris,
I'll have to remind him tomorrow.
Yeah, Chris didn't want to sort of help himself to another glass without sort of Callum's permission, and the fact that it was Callum's in first place, you know what I mean? But we're having a laugh because obviously it was 18th birthday in November, and what with lockdown and everything, he hadn't been out to buy his first official pint. So they were all talking about it yesterday. You know, "Oh yeah, you're 18 now, aren't you, Callum?" He says, "Yeah," and he says, "I still have bought my first official pint." He says, "What with lockdown and everything."
That's going to change. So.
He says, I can't stand wine even though I make it. But the thing is, I can't stand red wine.
I can't stand for long. I've still got to sit down.
Chris don't like red. Yeah, his dad likes red wine. I prefer, like what is it, Lambrini? Something that's not overly sparkly, but if I'd sort of got a choice, I'd sooner have a lager rather than a glass of wine. But, you know, it's like at Christmas, we always have a bottle of wine with his Christmas dinner, but I only have the one because it gives me chronic heartburn. So basically, you know, I just have the one to be sociable. I didn't have any yesterday because I got sunburnt to heck, and I knew that it'd make me even more dehydrated than what I was if I were to have a glass of wine. So I just stuck with water or pop or whatever. So, right, guys, it's just gone 11 o'clock. I'm going to shut it down. Don't forget.
Already?
Yeah, 2 minutes past 11.
The devil and it shows up here.
We were just talking about you. He likes to make an entrance when I'm just shutting it down, doesn't he? We're just talking about Callum. He only had £1 strip raffle tickets yesterday, and the lucky beggar won a bottle of Prosecco. Nell likes to wine. Obviously, he's been watching it. I just thought he'd make a dramatic entrance when I'm just about to. Why? What have I done? Well, Saturday evening, I was just shutting it down when he came in, and I've just said, I'm just, you know, I you know. Never tried it, but it's like a Prosecco. It's like a poor man's champagne, let's just say. You know, that's the only way I can describe it. Describe it. It's like a poor man's champagne. It's like a sparkling wine, but on a upper scale than a normal wine. But anyway, but I told him, I says I reckon you're gonna win. But I've just said exactly the same thing. I prefer lager. You know, if I got a choice, I'd have lager over wine any day at week. But I have a glass of wine with my Christmas dinner. I think there's a song there, Gordo. He says I'm a cider drinker. But yeah, you know, it's lager all the way. I'm not fussed on bitter or Guinness or anything like that. I like a glass of lager every now and again. But I'm not, you know, I only have a glass at Christmas just to be, you know, sociable, let's just say. So, right, I am going now. Wurzels, yeah. But that's what I'm referring to, Wakey. I says there's a song title that in there somewhere. Right, I'm going, guys. War. It's from that way down and all. Right, I'm going, guys. Don't forget, baking tomorrow with Tracy and Laurie. And coming early.
Wakey.
Stella's not known as the wife beater for nothing. Keith on live? What?
Huh?
Keith on live. Oh. Oh, well. See you later, guys. See you tomorrow night. Bye.
Bye.